All right. Good afternoon, YouTube. It's your boy, No Mercy Sports, and I am back today with another live episode. Much like last episode, I am rocking the Reaper Apparel hoodie. And don't forget to click the link in the description of this video to check out all the awesome merch that they have to offer. And be sure to use the code No Mercy Sports, all caps, followed by the number 10 for 10% off your purchase. Aside from Reaper Apparel, one thing that has been on my mind in the last week is to make sure you stay hydrated. And when it comes to being said hydrated, I make sure to use Brio bottle. 64 ounce. Man, oh man, it keeps your water cold for 24 hours from first sip to last sip. Again, be sure to check out the link in the description and use code No Mercy Sports, again in all caps, followed by the number 15 for 15% off your purchase. Brio bottle, baby. Let them know I sent you. And now it's time for the most uncut, unfiltered, and unfucking censored sports talk show you will find on YouTube. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode of No Mercy Sports. Yeah! And with me today, I have another guest. Another special guest. There are no words to describe. His picks are about as spicy and big as he is. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Spicy Big Mac Campbell. What is
Hey!
guy?
What's up, man? Ooh, that's a hell of an intro, brother.
Hey, like I said last episode with another buddy of mine by the name of Sports Judge. Shout out to the Sports Judge, baby. I got to keep it interesting, just like Bruce Buffer does when he does the intros to the fight. You got to have that energy, and you got to draw in the crowd, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure, brother. You bringing it today.
Oh, my God. Dude, it's Friday. The weekend is here. College football is upon us. NFL football is upon us. We got some predictions to make. But, man, oh, man, hang on a sec. All right, here we go. We got another few things that we got to talk about. The 1972 Miami Dolphins are the only team that have the bragging rights in NFL history to have said they went undefeated and win a Super Bowl at that. Since then, we have only seen two teams, being the 85 Bears and the 2007 Patriots, who were essentially a cheat code, in my opinion, because they had Randy Moss on that team. Anyways, I didn't know this was a tradition up until I heard ESPN radio. Apparently, when the last unbeaten team falls in the NFL season, the 72 Dolphins, or what's left of them, pop open some champagne to celebrate the fact that they are the only team to go unbeaten in NFL history. So the question is, aside from the 85 Bears and the 07 Patriots, are we ever going to see another team go undefeated?
Yeah. You got to realize, like, it's a one-off thing. It's going to be like once in 100 years you're going to see that happen. And I hope before I die, I damn sure get to see one. I'd like to feel like the old timers would be like, yeah, back in my day, I've seen that shit.
Hey, honestly, the closest that we have come were the 2007 Patriots. But, I mean, my God, the Super Bowl that we bear witness to Everybody and their dead grandmother was betting on the Patriots to go undefeated, but we saw the Giants take them out.
Hold on. I can say this honestly. My dad wasn't around a lot, okay? My dad was around for them playoff games. My dad was the only one who called the Giants beating because of the defense.
Yeah.
Not because of Eli. Not because of Eli. He said the defense is what's going to win this game.
Yep.
And it sure as shit, that's exactly what it was. The New York Giants came in there and they was hungry. Okay, it was dogs.
Yes, sir. They knew the odds that were stacked up against them. They knew everybody in the country was betting against them. And man, oh man, that Super Bowl did not disappoint. But honestly, like going into last week, I really thought that the San Francisco 49ers and Philadelphia Eagles were going to remain unbeaten. But I guess the Cleveland Browns and New York Jets had other plans. They were like, hey, no, y'all not going undefeated. We're going to be that team.
So I'll say this. So I called the Jets game. I 100% called the Jets game.
Really?
Yeah, I called for the upset. I had a feeling that the Browns defense was going to give them problems because you're not going to rush 100 yards on that defense. You're just not going to. And then if you think you're going to be able to drop back and pass 35 times with an easy day against that defense, you're also crazy.
Especially with Myles Garrett leading the way. That man was doing crossover dribbles, imaginary dribbles against the Cincinnati offense.
The only reason we beat the Browns was because of Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
I kind of froze with my mouth open. But yeah, no, that is literally the only reason we won that game is because we had Lamar Jackson. Man. If it wasn't for him running that damn ball and doing that shit, we wouldn't have won. We wouldn't have. Let's be honest here.
Man, let me talk to you. If J.K. Dobbins hadn't gotten injured, those rushing yards would have looked a lot different in that game against the Browns.
Yes. And for me, you know what's really pissing me off this year with the Ravens? How the fuck are we giving anywhere from 10 to 15 plays for Justice Hill? Bro, he's got to be like the 8th fucking best person on our offense. And that's who we're giving the ball to the most? Doesn't make sense. It don't make sense.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
And then somehow on most of these betting apps, the Ravens are the favorites. I'm sorry. There's no way. I mean, outside of a fucking miracle that this offense somehow completely starts gelling this week, there's no way the Ravens beat the fucking Detroit Lions. Not the way we've been playing.
Especially the way that the Detroit Lions have been playing this year. And literally to start off their season, they beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead Stadium. That's unheard of.
So I can say this, though, for the Kansas City Chiefs. Their offensive weapons aren't shit compared to what it's been the last 4 or 5 years. Let's be honest here. So that itself is going to be a fucking growing pain. Now, I will say this. Nicole what's his name? Nicole Hardman? Or
Nicole Hardman.
Yeah.
Hardman.
him going back there to have a guy who's going to stretch the field for Patrick Mahomes, that's going to be fucking deadly. Yeah. And I think that's exactly what he needs. He needs a guy that's going to open up the top, so then the safety's got to play true. This year, they've been loading the box with his ass. They've been sitting there. They've been cheat coding him. Like what Troy Polamalu used to do for the Steelers, how the safety would come down and he would play under the linebackers.
Yep.
And play the ball. Bro,
I swear to God, like for so long, I really thought Troy Polamalu was a linebacker during his Steeler days. I did not know under any circumstances that he was a free safety.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's oh man. Well, we've seen a lot of teams come and go trying to get said perfection season. And like I said, in 2007 with a prime Tom Brady and technically speaking, a prime Randy Moss, that '07 Patriots offense was essentially a cheat code. The only problem is they
Yeah.
ran into that Giants front line, and man, oh man, did they have a scary front line. Like, I swear to God, it was me, my mom, and my stepdad, God rest his soul, that, like, it was just us. Because we knew that had we invited people over, they were going to be rooting for the Patriots. And we saw the greatest David versus Goliath story in Super Bowl history. I don't care what anyone says. Super Bowl 42 will forever go down as the greatest Super Bowl in history, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I feel you. I feel you on that one. See, my David and Goliath is our first Super Bowl versus the Giants.
Ooh.
Nobody picked us versus the Giants. The Giants had a good defense.
Mm.
Giants had a real good offense that year.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and
but the Ravens had a scarier defense.
and that was the whole thing. That was the whole thing. Everybody gave us defensive props, but they said there's no way this offense is going to score.
Yeah,
There's no way that the Baltimore Ravens are going to be in this game.
especially with Trent Dilfer under center.
And
Oh man,
what did we do?
you give me a flight out to Maryland. I will go up to any Ravens fan and tell them, "Hey, you tell me that Super Bowl played 100 times that the Ravens don't walk away the champions with Trent Dilfer under center. That defense won the Super Bowl for them."
Oh, I mean, absolutely. But I mean, at the same time, you got to think Trent Dilfer did throw for what, 3 touchdowns.
Mm, yeah,
So I mean that's why he got his flowers for that game.
yeah,
But
true.
in totality, it was that was a Super Bowl that should have never been.
Yeah,
I mean, it should have never been. We went 5 weeks without a touchdown. 5 weeks. Okay, that year it was something to behold. That the only thing that we were able to score were fucking field goals for the majority of those games. But it
yeah,
doesn't matter. It don't matter if you score 1 field goal or 3 field goals. If the
yep,
other team doesn't score at all, you
yep.
don't have any problems.
Yeah, not to mention you had the two scariest players in NFL history being Ed Reed and Ray Lewis on the opposite side of the ball, and one of arguably the best trash talking offensive players being Shannon Sharp on the other side of the ball.
Absolutely. And
Oh,
see, I will say this though, right? A lot of credit goes to Saragusa, and I give him the credit
yes.
he's due. All right, but Sam Adams,
Mm,
Michael McCrary,
mm.
and Sharp, dude, those linebackers that played with the like that front seven was
Jonathan Ogden for
uh,
crying out loud.
yeah, no, I mean because you had Jonathan Ogden, you had Edwin Mahalo, you had oh my god, why am I blanking? Mike Flynn as the center. Um, yeah, bro, like you got to realize I was in like elementary school and I still remember these guys. You know what I
Bro,
mean?
I was 10 years old, and when I saw it was like 35-7, my mom straight up told me, "Hey, just go home. This Super Bowl is over. Just go home, watch your cartoons, play your video games, do what you need to do. This Super Bowl is over. The Ravens have won."
Yeah, no, I mean like that was something that I can still remember. I still remember going downtown for the parade.
Mhm.
I still remember all that. And then when we won it the second time, same
Ooh,
thing. I went downtown. I stood in the same spot I did the first parade,
wow.
and it was like it's nostalgic, man.
Oh
And
my
for me, it
god.
was everything because in Baltimore, like the Orioles haven't been good since they ain't won
Mm,
shit since the '80s. They were
yeah,
decent for a few years in the '90s, and then
especially with Cal Ripken playing.
yeah, and I hate to say it, but dude, Baltimore did. Baltimore wasted some of the best years with him.
Yeah, they unfortunately did. But I mean, hey, they had a tremendous season this year. One of the best seasons that one of the best transitions that I've
Yeah,
seen in quite a long time. They won what, 50 games 2 years ago?
hmm no,
And
I
then
mean,
they the next last year they won what, like 85, we'll say, just to be generous.
No, I don't even think we won 85. I think we won like 60 some games last year.
I thought they would have won more. But anyways, they go from one of the worst years 2 years ago to having one of the best seasons that I've ever seen. Now, granted, most of their team is made up of a bunch of young studs.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, they got their asses kicked to the Texas Rangers, but they got that playoff experience. They know what it's like. They know what they need to do. They're going to go back to the drawing board, and they are going to be one of the scariest teams going into next season.
Yeah. See, as an Orioles fan, I'll say this. I told everybody before the season started, the beginning of the season, I told it on Darian's show multiple times. I told it on YouTube, on Facebook, and I told a lot of people, look, this is a 80 to 90 win team.
Yes.
Oh, man, you're crazy. You're crazy. So when we won, okay, everybody was like, oh, okay. And then we lose the first round in the playoffs, and they're like, oh, see what? I just saw my team go from worst to first, and no offense, in my opinion, the hardest fucking division in the American League.
Yes, facts.
Motherfucking down, and so for us to do what we did this year,
mm-hmm.
just making it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Nobody was thinking playoffs at the beginning of the year. Nobody was even thinking that we would make the playoffs. So when we did make the playoffs, well, exactly like you just said, we now have playoff experience. We now understand that this isn't the regular season. There's no, all right, well, you know, we'll try again tomorrow. No, every swing, every attempt, every ball, every play matters to the fullest extent.
Yep.
Now these guys know that. Next year is going to be super fucking scary, but at the same time, now it's going to be harder because now we have expectations.
Exactly. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it really came down to the Baltimore Orioles and the Tampa Bay Rays again. Unfortunately, the Texas Rangers, they had that brilliant combination of young players and experienced players, and it meshed so well. Unfortunately, the series speaks for itself. However,
bro, it was the bullpen difference. To me, it was the bullpen difference. They had pitchers that was there, ready, and they came out and they showed exactly what they were prepared to do.
Yep.
With our guys, again, we were going off of John Means, who was pretty much out the majority of the season. We you know what I mean? Kyle Bradish, he didn't start off well.
Not to mention arguably the best closer in baseball, Felix Bautista.
Yeah.
What is it? He's supposed to have Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, he's supposed to have something going on, but I mean, like
God.
you said, it was a lot of little things that happened that kind of screwed the pooch on it. But
yeah,
at the same time, it's like we have most of these guys for another 4 years. Our core is going to be together for another 4 years. So you're telling me the next 4 years go by, you don't think we could at least get to one show? Just one? We just need one. Need one, baby.
I mean, honestly, in my opinion, you got one of the best dynamic duos being Gunnar Henderson and Adley Rutschman.
And see, that's what I'm saying. And we got Jackson Holiday coming up. And then everybody else, like we got what is his name? Adam Hayes. We got Mountcastle, right? I mean, and it's like, again, all these guys are going to be together for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
So there's like six of our guys are here. They're here. They're not going any fucking where.
Facts. I mean, honestly, like I'm really excited to see what both the Orioles and Rays can do. But man, oh man, since the playoffs, wild card included, have started, the Philadelphia Phillies have been on a mission since last year. They sweep the Marlins. They beat the Braves in, 4 games, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
And right now, they're up 2-1 on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Honestly, last night, I did not predict that game to go the way that it did. But having said that, the way that the Phillies are up 2-1 on the Diamondbacks are they really the team to beat when it comes to winning a World Series? I mean, you look at the talent and the power that they have. You got Kyle Schwarber, a designated hitter, in the leadoff spot who just fucking nukes
look,
baseballs for a living.
for me, Bryce Harper. Right, it all ends and begins with Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper, I'm a huge fan of him. Dude, he was here. He was with the Nationals.
Yep.
I worked back when I did staging is when he first got drafted, and I did a few events at the National Stadium. I set up for I think Kenny Chesney, Paul McCartney, and then one of Joel Osteen's things.
Okay.
And then a few other ones, but a few times I seen him there, and he was backstage and stuff. So being able to walk up to a guy like him and him treat you like any other person in the world, and so down to earth, humble, truly a nice guy. And then, I just want the best for him.
Yeah.
Like that's what I try to explain, like to a lot of people. They don't get it. Like, oh man, like you have your teams, only root for your teams. Nah, man, I root for sports. Yeah. I root for history. Yeah. I want to see the guys who bust their ass and do the most work. I want to see them guys get the biggest payouts.
Absolutely.
And I don't just mean literal money. I mean, I hope these guys win. I hope they get rings. I hope they win championships. Yeah. I want to see them become a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely. I honestly couldn't agree more. Like, now, don't get me wrong. Bryce Harper gave a lot of his best years to the Washington Nationals. They made the playoffs. They just unfortunately could not get over the divisional series hump to get to the NLCS. Now, as soon as he gets traded to the Phillies for a 13-year, $300 million deal, the entire fan base, or we'll say what's left of them, of the Washington Nationals, boo him right out the freaking door when it was the Philadelphia Phillies versus the Washington Nationals, and he had himself a night. But at the same time, it's like, look, the The Phillies are putting a team together to win multiple championships. And in my honest opinion, them getting rid of Joe Girardi when they just signed Bryce Harper was arguably the best decision that they ever made because the results speak for themselves.
Yep.
I mean, they go to the NLCS. They unfortunately lose to the Houston Astros. And, oh, man, up until last night, they were undefeated in the playoffs. And, man, oh, man, I did not expect the game that was about to go down because Brandon fought. The diamond, he's like 25 years old, supposed to be a rookie. He was supposed to face 18 batters. This kid went 5 2/3 inning with 9 strikeouts, and the Diamondbacks win in walk-off fashion. I mean, it's October baseball at its best, if you ask me. But right now, I think going into this game, the Phillies make a statement like, hey, yeah, we lost to the Astros in the World Series, but we're about to make a statement and show why we're the best team that should win a World Series.
Okay. I don't like Astros.
Yeah, who the fuck does, especially after 2017?
Well, I mean, see, that's not why I don't like them. That's not even why I don't like him. I don't like him because fucking Mr. Always on Base, Mr. Get a Hit every goddamn game, Jose Altuve. I fucking hate that little motherfucker, bro. His strike zone changes from umpire to umpire, from game to fucking game.
Yeah,
you can throw at his thigh, and half the time it'll be a fucking ball.
Yep. No, I completely agree. He is arguably one of the best playoff players in baseball history. But the only thing that will forever tarnish his legacy was the 2017 season when the Astros got caught for like sign stealing and cheating and all that other bullshit.
See, I have mixed feelings about the shit. Okay, so for me, it's like this. If you're keeping the same signs for so long that it automatically tips off, you know what I'm saying? Like, then that's kind of on you. That's kind of on you. I'm sorry. It's just like if I'm coaching football and I'm looking over and I can see what the other coach is saying, or I can hear what the other coach is saying. Oh, it's me cheating because I hear him calling for a fucking pass play, and I dropped all my defense back in the coverage.
Yeah,
I'm a cheater. I'm a cheater. No, what the fuck, bro? That's called being fucking smart.
Yeah,
being smart. Now, to a degree, when you start recording people and you start making videos, okay, now you've gone past the line. You've gone past the line now.
facts.
But if you sit here and you review tape and you're reviewing the game and you constantly see the defensive coordinator flapping his wings, and every time he starts flapping his wings on the sideline, you notice everybody drops back in coverage. So now I know every time this defense, that motherfucker flaps his wing, that's on you. That is on you. You should change your signs from game to game.
Yeah.
So nobody can keep track of your signs. That's on you. You can't call, that you're cheating. Well, motherfucker, stop flapping your wings like that. You do it every time in the same coverage.
I mean, the Dodgers went to back-to-back World Series. I worked with somebody in the Army who was a diehard Dodgers fan. And he's like, there's no way that the Astros should have won that World Series. Well, motherfucker, don't have the same goddamn roster that you went into the World Series with. Like, the Diamondbacks proved they didn't even have to steal any signs. That when it comes to winning the most, Clayton Kershaw will choke when it matters the most. And the Astros took advantage of that.
Oh, boy.
I mean, the postseason history for the Dodgers speaks for itself. Oy vey. All right. We're going to stick with Philly, though. Now, for a while, we have had to, quote unquote, trust the process. Exactly.
That process is over. It's over.
Yes, exactly.
It has now become the dilemma.
Exactly.
The dilemma in Philly. It's not the process in Philly. It's the dilemma in Philly.
Exactly. Because you got one of, if not arguably, the top 3 prima donnas in the league. And that's including KD. So, the question is, how much longer can Joel Embiid stay faithful to the Sixers before he has had enough, goes to the front office, and is like, hey, I want out. Fucking trade me.
Trade deadline. I give it to the trade deadline.
I can see that.
Deadline, he taps on the door and he says, all right, it's time.
Yeah. I can see. I mean, honestly, that poor guy has gone through so fucking much. I mean, he had to deal with Ben Simmons. He had to deal with the GM or owner that had like a Twitter burner account, and just. The man wanted Jimmy Butler to stay in Philadelphia, and they traded him away to the Heat. That was arguably one of the best shots that they had at winning an NBA championship. Had Jimmy Butler stayed on the 76ers, guaranteed they win a championship. But, I mean...
guarantees, that's a big statement. I think they at least get to the finals.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, hell, Joel Embiid was in attendance in the second game of the NLCS just to see what it's like for another team to advance to the next round of the playoffs. So you already know homeboy was taking down notes to be like, okay, so this is what it takes. I mean, but what are some teams that you can see Joel Embiid going to when it comes to the trade deadline and he's like, hey, I want out?
So my favorites would be I could see him going to fucking like the Mavs. The Mavs would be a
Ooh,
good team.
okay, yeah.
Um,
Him and Luca, that'd be a dangerous combo.
and fucking Kyrie's there too, ain't he?
Yeah.
So there you go. You got a spot up shooter, you got a big man, and you got a ball handler.
Yep.
That's
And I really think that Joel Embiid could be that guy to keep Kyrie under control,
I
aside
mean,
from Mark Cuban.
yeah, no, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like having that big man there, that support system,
Yeah,
shit, that's bread and butter. Then
I'll agree with that.
you could also go to the Kings. So
Oh.
then you're putting it fucking what's his name, Sabonis. Then you're putting Sabonis
Mm,
power
hmm.
forward. Now you're
Yeah.
giving two big guys in the block. You got DeAndre Fox. You got the shooters, bro. That could be dangerous. That
Hmm.
could be fucking dangerous.
You're able to stretch out the court.
If Miami had more, I could see Miami trading for him, but
Hmm.
then that would be a super duper team, and then then it would be built to fail. But
Yeah.
I think right now, I mean, Boston can't do anything with him.
They unfortunately can't because they signed Jalen Brown to a max deal.
Um,
And you already know Jason Tatum is going to ball out to make sure that he gets a max deal as well.
Absolutely. Grizzlies would be tough,
Mm.
especially if they get John Morant back around. You know what I mean? They get
Ooh.
John Morant back, get the team moving, and be like, okay, you know what? We're gonna trade a couple picks. We're gonna trade a few of our assets, and we're gonna make that move.
Yeah, but assuming dipshit can actually stay under control, looking your way, John Morant, and Derrick Rose can actually be that guy to be like, hey, look, you're not a gangsta. You want to be a gangster? Go to the south side of Chicago. I've been there, done that.
I mean, again, I think it's more of it's the company you keep. It's like it's the old saying: "Show me your three best friends, and I'll show you your future."
Yeah, that's true. But honestly, Memphis wouldn't be a bad idea because you're going back and forth between Joel Embiid and Steven Adams. Arguably, Steven Adams is one of the most underrated
Now,
big men
now
in the.
I'll say this: my wet dream is New York. That would
Mm, yeah,
that would
yeah. They got if they get rid of
Randall Brunson, and then you put Joel Embiid in there. Plus,
yeah.
you got I can't remember the other guy's name, but he's a really good shooter. But yeah, just I mean him and Brunson. Jesus
Mm,
Christ, it would give you fucking flashbacks of fucking Allen Iverson and Matumbo.
that
Except for this guy is actually athletic.
Yeah. The one thing I've been hearing is that New York could be a possible destination for Joel Embiid. When whether it's the trade deadline or the end of the season.
I mean, like I don't think he lasts throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, honestly, I think the first half, if not the entire season, will determine whether or not he wants to stay in Philadelphia and get traded. But man, oh man, the teams that you laid out, those are some really good destinations for a big guy like that. And unfortunately, they gotta keep James Harden in the mix because teams are what is it? Essentially willing to pay pennies on the dollar for him because he
Yeah.
can't show up in the playoffs.
Wouldn't you?
I mean, I would, but at the same time, it's like, yo, you better put up 25 to 30 points in the goddamn playoffs. But you can't do that because you're a fucking clown. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand doing what he did, saying what he said with Daryl Morey. That's understandable. But at the same time, he did it to himself.
Man, listen, he essentially got Doc fired. So if he leaves Philly, it don't matter where he goes. He ain't never gonna succeed in shit.
No.
You're gonna put too much bad juju out there for anybody and yourself. So let's be honest here. Even a player's coach is not gonna want to deal with James Harden.
Yeah.
Just not. Nobody's gonna want to deal with that shit. So
he's essentially the Antonio Brown of the NBA, minus the unfortunate hit that Antonio Brown himself came across.
see, I would more so. I would say he's like the Vontae Burfict. That to me, because Antonio Brown won a Super Bowl. Antonio Brown was the man for over 10 years. 10 years, he was the fucking man.
Especially in his Pittsburgh days. Man, was he dangerous.
10 fucking years. He's had a few good years in there. Don't get it twisted. I'm giving him his props for that. But not 10 consistent years, and he ain't never been a champion.
No, I can honestly agree to that. But speaking of football, we got some predictions to make, baby. We're going to start off with college football. Getting things started, we got number 7 Penn State against number 3 Ohio State at Ohio
I'm pulling up my picks now.
Okay. Yep.
So I want to make sure I'm hitting it right on the head where I got it. All right. Ohio State. I'm taking Ohio State money line.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Honestly, I'm expecting a close game in this one, but yeah, ultimately I'm gonna have to go with Ohio State.
I think the defense is really what makes me feel comfortable with picking Ohio State.
Yeah, but at the same time, like Ohio State, they got oh my god, who is it? Marvin Harrison Jr. on the other side. Oh man. All right, so next game up, unranked USF against number 6 Oklahoma.
Oh, Oklahoma.
Yeah. Ain't no doubt about that.
I do. I have a 25-leg college parlay.
Oh my god.
Hold on. I'll tell you in a second. So it's a $25 bet to bring back 3,600.
That's quite the payout.
Yeah.
Well, here's something I never thought I'd say in my entire life, especially being in the military for the last 10 years. 22nd Air Force. I said that right. The fucking chair force of 3 football teams is in the top 25 rankings. And they go in to Annapolis, Maryland to take on Navy. Who you got?
Oh, I'm taking Navy.
Who ya, Navy? Ooh,
I do. It's just like the Terps. I'm always gonna bet on the Terps. Okay. I'm always gonna bet on Navy. It's just because it's what we do in my family.
Hey, that's fair enough. So
I'll
another.
be honest with you. I think the only reason we root for Navy is because when my dad went to the game, it was the only team that had his size fucking jacket. It's like he
Man.
had this 4XL Navy jacket, and it was just like it was the only thing that fit him. No, they didn't have a jersey big enough. They didn't have like nothing that he could wear. So he was like, boom. So he bought the Navy jacket. Everybody else had the Army on, and it was the Army versus Navy game. And so he's the only motherfucker in the whole thing with the Navy shit. And it was like, no, we're Navy fans from now on.
Oh my god. Oh, but all right. So this next game, in my honest opinion, is the SEC. But hey, what game, whether the teams are ranked or not, isn't going to be good? We got Mississippi State going up against Arkansas and Fayetteville, Arkansas.
No, you ready for this one? Michigan versus Michigan State.
Ooh.
I think that's going to be
Especially with what's going on with Michigan.
I got my money on Michigan.
Okay. So who you got for Mississippi State and Arkansas?
I believe it's Arkansas. Yep, Arkansas.
Okay. Let's see. Don't care. Okay. Yeah.
I lean a lot towards the favorites on pretty much most of this bet slip.
No, that's fair. I'll be honest though, like the fact that it's the Pac-12's final season before they what's the word I'm looking for? Dissipate or
I seen a bunch of fucking so girls softball teams, other sports players are coming out too, and they're like, man, this is bullshit. This is fucking bullshit.
It unfortunately is.
It affects
the one time
not just the football.
Bro, the one time that the Pac-12 committee or the dude in charge of the Pac-12 is like, yeah, no, we're going to disintegrate after this season. Literally half the conference is bawling out. Having going off of that, we got unranked Washington State, who 2 weeks ago beat Wisconsin in their home stadium, going up against number 9 Oregon. Who you got?
So Washington versus Oregon. Oh, you know who I got. I got Oregon.
Yeah, true. I mean,
it like don't get me wrong. Like they might put up a fight. Maybe the first quarter, maybe the first half. But I think by that second half, Oregon's going to be coming out in third gear. And are they really going to be able to keep up?
I mean, honestly, don't get me wrong. I'm still on the Deion Sanders Colorado hype train, but I mean, after their game against Oregon and the fact that Oregon won 42-6.
Hold on. Let's look. Can we be honest here as football people and as people who understand the sports and the X's and O's? Okay.
Yeah.
There's no way in motherfucking hell Deion Sanders was taking this prepubescent ass team and beating them. Let's be honest. Come on, bro. Me personally, I'm a 32-year-old, 350-pound motherfucking guy who works. Listen to me now. I could have gotten that backfield more times than his defense did.
No, I'll agree to that.
I mean honestly, young dogs. None of them are real big guys. This is his first year. He's already won more games than they have in the last 2.
Okay? They've tripled their wins since last year.
This is going to be a 3-year rebuild. By year 3, let's see you motherfuckers talk that shit. Talk that shit in year 3 because you won't be able to.
I mean, teams like Oregon and who is it? USC and most recently Utah have essentially been running the Pac-12.
Alabama is going to have motherfucking problems. Clemson's going to have problems. You want to know why? Deion Sanders is taking all your fucking kids. Listen to me.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, my son, college, okay, what college?
There are 5-star recruits that don't have scholarships to Colorado that are wanting college visits to Colorado just to play with Deion Sanders.
Listen, and that's what I'm saying. That's a recruitment piece that it don't matter. It don't. I don't give a fuck if you got John Elway trying to recruit for your college. Fuck a John Elway. Deion Sanders though. Deion Sanders was a fucking man. I want to learn from Deion motherfucker.
Arguably the best cornerback in NFL history. Yes, you goddamn right. I want to learn under him.
I want to add to that. And could have possibly been the greatest wide receiver. Let's not forget that the man did play wide receiver for an entire motherfucking season and shit on defenses. So,
and let's not forget, had Bo Jackson not played baseball, he would have been the greatest two-way athlete in history, and it's not even close.
I mean, look. Deion Sanders ain't Michael Jordan. Listen, even if as shitty as Michael Jordan was at baseball, his greatness that was on the court far outshines primetime. Don't get me wrong, love primetime. He's definitely top 5 athletes of my favorite all time.
Yeah, I'll agree to that. I'll agree to that.
Right? But Michael Jordan's number 1. Michael Jordan, you're single-handedly the greatest player of any sport to ever play the game. And
absolutely.
And don't get me wrong, Bill Russell is my third guy. Bill Russell is my third guy. 100%. People used to piss me, man. Bill Russell ain't no fucking Kobe Bryant. Bill Russell ain't better than this. Oh, you gonna talk about?
He played in the '60s when segregation was at its worst.
Listen, all I'm saying is this: you're telling me you got to go up against Wilt Chamberlain 6 games a motherfucking year, at least 6 games a motherfucking year. That you going up against Wilt motherfucking Chamberlain and you whipping his ass. You whipping his ass. Bro, I don't give a fuck. They talking about, there was plumbers and shit. Yeah, these motherfucking boys came to play. Because I mean, you everybody can sit there and talk all that shit they want. But imagine if you took the guys from the 50s and 60s and you gave them the kind of lifestyles and the kind of money and the kind of fucking different workout regimens, different food, different. Like, bro, are you kidding me? They probably wiped the motherfucking floor. You telling me this guy was eating fucking canned food? He was eating some shitty chicken. He was eating fucking everything had fucking Crisco on it. Everything was cooked in fat and shit. Like, come on, bro. You're telling me you give him that nutrition, you give him the workout regimens and the equipment and shit. Bro, are you kidding me? Man, that's why I'm saying, like,
let me talk to you. But I mean, look, when it comes to two-way players, and the fact that in the 30 for 30 episode, when Deion Sanders was asked, hey, what's harder, playing football or playing baseball? The fact that arguably the best quarterback in history said that it's harder to hit a baseball really speaks volume.
For sure. That for sure. So, I mean, the whole thing is, right, to hit a baseball, you either do one or two things. You either have a really good eye or you're really fucking lucky. Okay? Those are the only 2 reasons that you're good at hitting the ball. You either fucking lucky out your ass or you got a really good eye. And I mean, but that's all it is. It's timing. Everything to do with timing. And that's the whole simple fact. If you can slow things down in your own perception, that's what makes great hitters. Guys who can literally, they get themselves worked so much up at the plate to where everything is like, you can feel your heartbeat, you can feel the intensity, you feel everything start to slow down in your perceived mind. And bro, some guys can just fucking turn it on like that.
Bro, even the live episode that we did when it was the Orioles and Minnesota Twins, and the Orioles had that inning where they went through the entire batting rotation.
Yeah.
That is the literal definition of how good their hitting has become in the last 2 years. Oh,
So
but hey, moving on, we got number
Alabama.
17. I'm sorry, say again.
Alabama, Tennessee. Who you got, Alabama or Tennessee?
Oh man, oh my god. Fucking last year was a goddamn shootout and it came to a I'm pretty sure Alabama got a fingertip on that football when Tennessee kicked the field goal. But essentially, I'm going to have to go with Tennessee on this one because Alabama really hasn't looked like the team that they have been since like the late 2000s, early 2010s. They don't have that quarterback. They have the offensive weapons, but they don't have the quarterback to back it up.
I'm going out. I went Alabama. Roll Tide.
Okay, fair enough.
I've the last few weeks, Saban has definitely stepped it up. So I give that to him. He did have a fucking bad loss earlier this season. But the whole thing is he's come back from it. He's shown that like he's working with the guys. And
Okay.
I mean I'm just gonna go with him mainly because I lived in Tennessee for a few years. I hate that fucking orange. I hate that fucking orange. Bro, I went to a school where you had to wear a uniform fucking on Fridays, and my mom went and bought fucking volunteer shirts. Everything was fucking white and orange. I hated that shit. And then the Browns and the Bengals are orange. So fuck. And
Can't even imagine. You know what? It's understandable that you go with the Dirty Birds.
bro, and the fucking thing is, they're like, no, the Browns ain't orange. That's not orange yet. That's fucking orange. It's orange.
Yes,
okay?
It is.
The Browns have orange. That's not a shade of brown. Okay, that it's orange, motherfucker.
Hey, put me in your corner. I will fight tooth and nail with you to make sure that the Browns ain't brown. That is a different shade of orange, my guy.
Yeah, no. So me, I just like I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I fucking hate orange.
Hey, it's understandable. All right, so next game up, we got South Carolina against number 20 Missouri, who hasn't been good since I really don't know how long.
Man, I'm taking the gamble. I took a gamble. I went Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I took the gamble on that.
Wow. When honestly, when you said taking the gamble, I really thought you were going to say South Carolina.
No, I mean I took Missouri because they're at home, and they tend to play a lot better when they're at home. So that being said, I mean that's why I took them.
Yeah. All right, that's understandable.
The only I think the only real spicy pick I kind of took on this parlay was Iowa. I took Iowa over Minnesota.
Oh yeah, I could see that. I'm gonna have to take a spicy take and go South Carolina over Missouri.
I mean, I can see it. I could 100% see it, but I'm just like, for me, especially when it comes to college games, like there's some teams that can just turn it on when they're at home.
Yeah, that's true.
They can play like dog shit all year, and then they just get that one home game where the crowd is just into it from fucking A, which means, a bunch of 20-year-olds getting drunk in the parking lot before the game starts. And they get in there and they're the whole fucking game. And I don't give a fuck, man. You playing football, and every time you look in the stands, you see these motherfuckers up cheering and shaking, and you can feel that. Man,
hey, you see the people in like the body paint, the body glitter paint. You already know it's over.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And it is. I mean, just being like I said. I mean, I got to play in one stadium game, but the simple fact is, when they start stomping their feet and they start cheering, and bro, it feels like a fucking earthquake. Like it is the sixth sense. All the hairs on your neck stand up. Like it is a sensation where you're just like, Jesus Christ. It's like that gladiator moment.
Yes, I will completely agree with that. I mean, like I said earlier, when it comes to playing in Citizens Bank Park, it's essentially similar to playing in an SEC stadium. They are just loud. All right. But next game up, I really didn't think this was possible going into this coming year. But after they beat who was it? USC in the Cotton Bowl, it's not too surprising. We got North Texas taking on 23rd ranked Tulane.
I went Tulane.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely take Tulane. And then you said you have 24th ranked Iowa over Minnesota, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'll take that any day of the week. Wisconsin, I don't know what the hell happened, but there is no way y'all should have lost to fucking Washington State. Give me Wisconsin over the Fighting Illini. All right, let's see here.
I don't think I bet that game.
Oh, here's an ACC matchup that should be good. We got two unranked teams. Granted, it's set for later in the afternoon, but we got Pittsburgh versus Wake Forest. Now, if this was a night game and Wake Forest was doing a blackout, give me Wake Forest any day of the week. But I'm going to have to take Pittsburgh in this one.
I didn't bet on that game.
Okay.
But I probably would side with you and take Pittsburgh. But Wake Forest is it's too up and down.
Yeah.
See, and this has been the only good thing about me working on Saturdays this year is while I'm at work, I put on I literally just put on ESPN and it's college game day the whole time. And then once the games start, it's just like I'm watching the rundown. They're talking about this person. They're talking about this team. Okay, and then you know what I mean. Like, dude, what was it? The first week of college football, I watched the Marshall game where they won.
Oh man!
I think no, or was it the second week? It was Marshall versus Virginia Tech. I bet on Marshall, and they had me fingernail biting for a minute.
Mm.
That second quarter, man, that defense just wouldn't get off that fucking quarterback. And that his name was like Drones or some shit. Like, boy, they gave that man the business.
Oh man! All right. So we're gonna skip a couple games because it really is some unranked teams, but we got man, number 8 Texas horns down because y'all lost to fucking Oklahoma at unranked Houston.
Oh, I'm going Texas.
And
Look, there's no way I'm going to bet on Houston. Sorry. I'm just I'm not listen, I can pick I can make some spicy picks sometimes, but that's just you know what I mean? That's a little too spicy. Look, plus 2,500, I can't make that bet. Because you're gonna make the bet and it's gonna look good all game into that fourth quarter. And then they lose by 3 or a touchdown, and you're like, motherfucker! Nah.
I mean, honestly, for me, what was it, 2 years ago? There were definitely like 4 or 5 games straight that I picked Texas to win. They went 1-4, 1-3 in the games that I picked them to win. So they are forever on my shit list. Give me fucking Houston, baby. All right, so this next game, my sister does go to this school. Shout out to Nan Ray. We got University of Texas San Antonio at Florida Atlantic University in Boca Raton, Florida, baby. For me, Florida Atlantic, let me see here. Let's see. They are currently 3-3, coming off a 56-14 win over fucking University South. University South Florida, the goddamn Bulls, the same team that held Alabama to 17 points. Honestly, hoot hoot, baby. I like the Owls in this matchup. But let's go to some more unranked teams.
So hold on the Wisconsin, Illinois. Who did you have on that one?
Wisconsin.
Okay, and then you took Pittsburgh over Wake Forest.
Yeah.
And then you took Missouri. No, you went against. You didn't take Missouri.
Yeah, I believe I did pick South Carolina. All right, so next ranked matchup we got is unranked Virginia at number 10, North Carolina. North Carolina, they have had like the way that College Game Day or the people on College Game Day have been hyping up Drake May, they really make it seem like North Carolina should be blowing out their freaking opponents. Granted, some games they have done that, but also the fact that they barely got the win by the skin of their teeth against Appalachian State. Number 10, North Carolina, with Drake May under center.
And they're playing Virginia, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Virginia ain't got a shot in hell.
Oh, man. Now, I'm not picking against North Carolina to be like, yo, y'all shouldn't be this good. I'm honestly picking against North Carolina just to be like, yo, y'all are in the top 25 for a reason. Y'all are in the top 10 for a reason. Give me a reason that I should be picking you guys every single week. Not just the fact that your opponents are scoring double digits. And the fact that you beat Appalachian State by the hair on your fucking asses. I'm going to take the upset and say Virginia wins. And I think they're... Oh, boy. Oh, okay. Wow. I really thought that game was coming up later. But when it... November 11th, give me Duke.
Said Duke. I'm scrolling to look for Duke.
Yeah, it's November 11th that North Carolina is gonna take on what was it? I think 17th ranked Duke.
Oh, I don't have that on my bet thing yet.
Okay.
It's not available. It's not available. I can't see the spread.
So next game up, we got number 13 ranked Ole Miss against a team that really pushed Georgia to the limit up until the fourth quarter came around, being Auburn. We got 13th ranked Ole Miss against unranked Auburn. Who you got in this matchup?
I want to take Auburn. Everything says Auburn, but I don't know about the consistency there.
They had the consistency for 3 quarters, but unfortunately, Georgia just pulled away. I want to say Auburn, but you know what? I'm going to stick to Auburn in this matchup. All right. We got another battle of unranked teams. We got Texas Tech at BYU in Utah. Honestly, the Cougars ain't looked good since the Cougar Hunter, a.k.a. Zach Wilson, has left.
So, I mean, Texas Tech is the favorite. but I don't know. Fuck it. We going spicy. Let's go BYU.
Yeah, no, I'll take BYU as well.
You know what team I have been winning money on is Liberty.
Ooh, yeah. What are they? 7-0 now?
I think so.
Oh my god. So we're gonna skip a couple of games, but I don't know if it's because of Jim Harbaugh or because of how good Michigan is actually doing. But Michigan is apparently under investigation for sign stealing, which is some of the dumbest shit that I've ever heard in my entire
It's like,
life.
if you don't want him to coach anymore, just tell him he can't coach no more.
Just tell him to go back to the goddamn NFL. Holy shit. We got number 2 Michigan at Michigan State. Give me fucking Michigan.
Yeah, I'm taking Michigan too on that one.
Now, part of me wants to say this will be a good game, but I'm gonna have to go with school that Jameis Winston went to. It's 16th ranked Duke at number 4 Florida State. I'm unfortunately gonna have to take Florida State in this matchup.
I mean, yeah, Florida State is number 4. I mean, they've been playing
Yeah,
good all year.
especially with the arguably the Heisman favorite quarterback that they have under center.
Oh, I got a game for you. Colorado State versus UNLV.
Ooh, yeah, that. Oh man, I believe Colorado State is coming off a pretty big win. I want to say.
I have no clue. I didn't watch. I didn't watch their game.
Let's see. I actually got to pull it up right here. Yeah. Oh my God, they won 31-30 against Boise State. Man, that's honestly going to be a good game.
Yeah. Appalachian State versus ODU.
I'm gonna have to take Appalachian State.
Clemson versus Miami.
Ooh,
I think
man.
that's going to be a good bad game.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good bad game as well. You know what? Give me Miami.
And then Utah versus USC.
Ooh.
Everything says, I'm taking Utah. I'm taking Utah. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm taking
Yeah.
Utah. We
Yeah,
gonna see if Mr. Williams is bout it.
yeah, I'm gonna have to take Utah in this matchup as well. Going back to last year, uh the 2 losses that USC had were against fucking Utah of all teams. I'm honestly though, I think this next matchup is pretty decisive. We got unranked Army at number 19 LSU.
Yeah, I think everybody pretty much is taking LSU on that one.
Yeah, give me LSU any day of the week.
Um,
Let's see. And the last 2 games of the night, we got Arizona State at number 5 Washington. Man, the last time that I saw Washington ranked, I was at the college game day and they got their asses stomped by fucking USC. And the fans could only keep saying, "We want Bama." Motherfuckers, you got Bama, and then you got your asses kicked. But with Michael Penix Jr. under center, man, oh man, he's looking like a serious Heisman favorite. I'm gonna have to take Washington over Arizona State.
was the game I just saw? Yeah. So TCU versus Kansas State.
Oh, yeah, that. Man, TCU has been on quite the win streak recently. And I really can't bet against Kansas State, especially after losing to, of all teams, fucking Missouri in a walk-off field goal.
Mm.
Mm.
Yes, yeah, I was like, I knew I'd pick a couple tough ones.
Yeah, and then the final game, we got number 25 UCLA at Stanford. I mean, the fact that Stanford pulled off a win against Colorado when they were down 29-0. Now, don't get me wrong, Stanford, y'all been good, especially when you had Andrew Luck under center, but I'm going to have to take UCLA in this matchup.
So if I bet the parlays we picked, right,
Yeah.
that we agreed on, $1 would win us $5.3 million. So now I'm gonna have to I have to drop some of these off. You're like, no, it's too much.
Damn. No,
There we
no.
go. There we go.
That's,
$1.
That's understandable.
$400,000. $400,000 for $1. I'm placing the
Damn.
bet. I'm placing the bet, sir.
All right. Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it.
You're definitely getting a piece of this pie if we win, because it was a collective bet. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here. We're binding. Technically, we're taking.
Now, honestly, I'm quite surprised that Jacksonville was able to get the win over New Orleans.
I called that.
I mean, honestly, to me, New Orleans really hasn't had a quarterback since Drew Brees, and the fact that Derek Carr came in with the weapons that they have, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not surprised by the score, but I just at the same time, it also doesn't surprise me that Jacksonville has won. What is it? 3 out of their last 4 or whatever, or
Yeah, I think they got
something like that.
What are they? 3-2 now, or 4-2?
4-2, I believe. Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean it's not surprising at all. Like for me, you said I knew they were going to be a good team, and then to turn around and know like their running game has been on point. Their offense has continued to, you know what I mean? It continues to be consistent.
Yeah.
Their defense is playing consistency, like not giving up dumb plays, not shooting themselves in the foot in a game. And
Right.
That's what happened the other night. The same thing. I told everybody Jacksonville was going to win. What's his name? The Enatine, or however you fucking pronounce his name. I knew he was going to get
ETN.
Yeah, I knew he was going to get a touchdown. Like I think I won like a $20 bet. I bet $1 and won $20 back. Because I got him for any time touchdown score, Jacksonville for winning, and I think I went under points.
Okay. Yeah, no, like my buddy, the sports judge, and I were talking about this. What was it? Like every time I listen to a sports talk show in the morning, they really say like, hey, we're getting paid to professionally overreact. And it's like, bro, we are 2 weeks into the season and you're really sitting there acting like a certain team that was supposed to live up to their expectations that their season is done. Get the hell out of here. Now, because we are going into week 7, almost week 8, now is the time to make certain to overreact if certain teams didn't live up to your expectations. But don't be sitting here after 1 or 2 weeks and acting like a certain team like the Buffalo Bills or something like that, like acting like their season is over just because somebody like Josh Allen threw 4 turnovers in a game. Obviously, they should have won against the New York Jets. I mean, it pisses me off. But going into Sunday, we got Las Vegas going into Chicago. Both Jimmy Garoppolo and Justin Fields are out because of the game. Jimmy Garoppolo, I think, concussion protocol.
Oh, it don't matter. Raiders win.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to take Chicago. I think Tyson Bagent.
Yep, however you say the rookie's name.
The undrafted kid really balled out, and I really thought Chicago was gonna win over Minnesota last week. Not trying to sound biased, but I'm gonna take Chicago in this game.
Okay.
So next game up, we got Cleveland at Indianapolis. Give me the Colts.
I'd take the Browns all day long. That Browns defense, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way. Pittman is going to have fucking. He's either, I think Denzel Ward will be super glued to his ass all game.
Yep.
I feel bad for that offensive line. That tackle, both tackles are going to get fucked all night long. Well,
especially with Myles Garrett on one end
and Zadarius Smith on the other. Yeah,
I keep forgetting about Cleveland's defense just because, like, they really signed Deshaun Watson to a 5-year, $230 million, fully guaranteed deal.
Bro, that Tiki Taki, whatever the fuck his name is, bro, that motherfucking linebacker, bro, he's annoyingly good. He is annoyingly fucking good.
Yeah.
And he's definitely, he's like, what's his name, Moreno on the fucking Bills. Like, he's just a linebacker that can do it all, but it's so fucking annoying.
Oh. Speaking of the Bills, we got Buffalo at New England. Give me Buffalo.
Yeah, that's Buffalo all day.
Yeah, no, like, this is shit. Who would they play? They lost. I think they lost to somebody last. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. The fact that Josh Allen, this man, I swear to God, this man is either one of two quarterbacks. He either plays like Phillip Rivers / Jamarcus Russell in certain games, obviously being against the New York Giants because he was only able to drop 14 points on them. Or he plays like Tom Brady and drop 48 points on a team like the Miami Dolphins. There is literally no in between with this dude. But yeah, no, give me Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. It's somehow going to be another low-scoring game. Anyways, next game up, we got the Washington Redskins. I said what I said. Anyways, Washington Redskins at the New York Giants. And I believe Daniel Jones will still be sidelined because of a neck injury.
That gives you guys a chance. Tyrod Taylor, he played decent.
Yeah, he did.
2 weeks in the system, 2 weeks starting, 2 weeks going against the starters. Like, if they can play like they played, bro, they can definitely upset the Commanders.
Plus, I think Saquon Barkley should be returning for this game.
I thought he was returning last week.
Maybe. As big a Giants fan that I am, the fact that the Redskins have been balling out with Eric Bieniemy as their offensive coordinator, I'm gonna have to go with them in this game. Yeah. Now, if Atlanta is actually smart, which going back to 2016 really proves that they weren't. If Atlanta is actually smart in this game, they will start Taylor Heineke over Desmond Ritter because it's
Hey, all I'm
Kid
saying.
he hasn't had a good season thus far.
How about Baker Mayfield? How about? I mean, I
Ooh.
called it. I called it this off season, and I got a little bit of backlash, and it was like he just proved my point. All he has to do is be a consistently good game manager, and
Yeah.
he can win. He can win. He's got the pieces around him now.
Yes.
Whether that offensive line holds up every time, and he's not running for his fucking life. And throwing the best thing is that he's not taking the sacks a lot. He's throwing the
Yeah.
ball. Now, yeah, bro, I don't care. Okay, it's 4th and 6. You threw the ball out of bounds on 3rd down, but you didn't take the sack.
Yeah.
That's progress.
Yeah.
That's progress. I don't care what nobody. That's progress. When your quarterback don't negative your ass yards, that's progress.
No, straight facts. Now, again, like I said, if Atlanta is smart, they will start Taylor Heineke, and Atlanta will actually have a chance at winning this game. But if they don't, and Baker Mayfield is starting, give me Tampa Bay any day of the week. Especially with the pieces that Tampa Bay has, and the leading guy being Mike Evans too.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, hey, speaking of weapons, oh my god. In my opinion, we got ourselves a shootout in this next game. We got arguably the dark horse in the NFC being the Detroit Lions going into Baltimore, Maryland, and taking on the Ravens. This is going to be a hell of a game.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, look, I'm just being honest here, and I hate to say it. I fucking hate it. Okay. I mean, it makes me feel the same way. Like when we got beat by Matthew Stafford and Megatron, and it would be like they would have 2 wins that season, and one of them was on us.
Unbelievable.
Fucking man.
This is the Detroit Lions, an organization that is known for blowing 2 generational talents, being Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson.
Bro, so again, for the defense to be that good, for the offense to work that well,
Yep.
I'm sorry, the Ravens have not been the Ravens.
Yep.
Mark Andrews has not been a true threat yet this season at all, for real.
Yeah.
Again, for us to draw up more than 10 plays or even 10 plays a damn game for Justice Hill, for Justice fucking, I'd rather you throw the ball short to Patrick Ricard.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving,
or at least throw a deep pass to Zay fucking Flowers.
So for me, I'm sorry. I don't have the confidence in whoever's calling them stupid fucking plays. The fact that you're gonna keep running to the sideline. Why the fuck would you run down the sideline? You have a fucking dogs for an offensive lineman. We
Absolutely.
have a first round pick center. Are you fucking kidding me? Run that bitch down the goddamn throat and do it over and over and fucking over. But no,
Facts.
you can't do that with a fucking Justice Hill because he's a fucking scat back.
Yep.
So, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, there's other options out there. Fuck it. Let's send the first round pick to Tennessee. Let's bring fucking King Henry up here.
Oh my God. If Derrick Henry was on the fucking Ravens.
But do you understand? Like, and that's why I said this offseason. Like, yes, you went and got Odell, but fuck all that shit. We should have went and got a goddamn running back. Let's go to the top 10 running back. And like, bro, you want to make Lamar Jackson stop running the fucking ball? Well, give him a goddamn running back that can run 1,000 fucking yards every goddamn
and actually stay healthy.
So
the Tennessee goddamn Titans are wasting the best years of Derrick Henry, and it's not even close. But unfortunately, like the way that Detroit has been playing this year, especially with Dan Campbell, he is the type of dude that going into halftime, but that will say like, "Look, I don't give a fuck if you get caught for like, what is it, chop blocking. I don't give a fuck if you get caught for roughing the passer. We're going out for ice cream sundaes after this game." Like he brings off that kind of personality. Unfortunately, give me the Detroit Lions in this game.
It's that Campbell blood, man. It's that Campbell blood.
Yes.
Bro, I'm a Campbell too.
Oh man. So I want to say this game is going to be a tough fight just because Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh. But I think fucking Matt Canada. I swear to God.
See, and you know what? See, for me, I just feel like the Rams can go on a regular basis. They can go average around 40 yards a drive.
Yeah.
Okay. More than likely, they're going to get at least 3 or 4 chances to get in the red zone even if they only go 40 yards.
Yeah.
All right? Here's my problem: the Rams' defense. You think Matt Canada's offense is going to get them at least 3 or 4 chances in the red zone? I don't think so.
Hell no.
I don't think so. Not against Aaron Donald and the crew.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, let's put it that's for me. It's just the writing on the wall. It's gonna be a low scoring tight game. It's gonna be a low scoring tight game. It's gonna be like 17-13, 21-17, something around there. I don't see either team scoring over 28 points unless for some reason LA just fucking balls out on them.
No, that's true. And the one thing that Pittsburgh has been known for is their defense. Like, aside from Ben Roethlisberger and
you're missing Cam Hayward though. If they had Cam Hayward in, that defense would be a real threat. But the whole thing is like, yeah, you got Hightower, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Hightower gets away with hands to the face a lot because he's short. But I don't give a fuck, bro. When your hand goes underneath, you're choking somebody. That flag needs to be motherfucking called. Because what the fuck is this guy supposed to do? If he hits his arm and it's going to break that motherfucker, you're going to eject him out of the game. He's going to get fined and suspended. You know what I'm saying? If he grabs him by the fucking face mask, then a boom, flag's going to get called. You're going to call the flag on the offensive lineman. You're not going to call it on the defensive lineman. So,
all right. So, are you taking LA in this game?
Yeah, I picked LA to win.
Okay. Arizona.
Taken?
A team that was thought to be tanking in order to land Caleb Williams. This team, they're fighters, especially with Josh Dobbs under center, which is blowing me away. But we got Arizona at Seattle. In Seattle, I'm going to have to take the Seahawks in this game.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. It's not an impossible feat, but let's be real. I mean, the Cardinals would have to play a perfect game, and that's not really going to happen against that Seahawks defense because the Seahawks defense has been playing good.
I mean, ever since Pete Carroll came in, the defense has been on another tier.
So, yeah, no, that was one of the easier ones for me.
Yeah,
give me the one I want. You say you're taking the Hawks, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I am taking Seattle.
Packers Broncos. This is the one. Like everything in my head says Packers, but my heart says that the Broncos are probably gonna win.
Really?
Yeah. It's like one of those like. Everything in you, like, man, it doesn't make any sense, but it's just like the inside, you're just like, but the Broncos, because it's just like it's one of those games where Jordan Love, if he fucks up and throws a pick or two, that's it.
No, I can honestly understand that, but I mean, the way that Sean Payton came in and really criticized Nathaniel Hackett of like his coaching style and the way that the Broncos season ended, it's like, dude, the Miami Dolphins and your old ball boy dropped 70 points on your stupid ass. Like, much like last year when the Indianapolis Colts blew a what was it, 33-0 lead against the Vikings.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I got no faith in Denver. I'm gonna take Green Bay.
Okay. I mean, like I said, that's what my head says. My head says Green Bay.
Okay. Honestly, this one really shouldn't be too hard of a decision, but we got the San Diego Chargers at Kansas City in Arrowhead Stadium. I'm taking Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
As long as Kermit the Frog remains healthy. You look me dead in my eyes and tell me that Patrick Mahomes doesn't sound like Kermit the Frog.
Hold on. I got one better for you. Right?
Okay.
He's a cross between Darlene and Kenny Powers.
Oh,
yeah!
I've seen that on social media for so long. That Patrick Mahomes is another version of he's an NFL version of Kenny Powers, and I'm just like, no, he's Kermit the Frog.
Yo, and then again, you take the young picture of Darlene from Roseanne and you put it next to Patrick Mahomes, same thing. Holy shit. Are y'all related?
Yeah, no, I could see that. I could really see that. But hey, we're in agreement with Kansas City winning this game. Next game up, we got Sunday Night Football, Miami Dolphins, and arguably one of the chillest coaches in the league, being Mike McDaniels. This dude was really walking around the Dolphins practice facility, blasting YG over the speakers, wearing a t-shirt saying that I wish it was colder before going into their game with Buffalo. And they're going into Philadelphia. Now, the thing that blows me away with this is the fact that Ryan Clark was beating around the bush. That's like, oh, Jalen Hurts got paid. He's arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's this, he's that. But he looks miserable. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. He just lost the Super Bowl. He just lost a chance to stay undefeated to a team that the Eagles should have beaten. So obviously, the sentence you're looking for is that he's going into Sunday night's game with a chip on his shoulder.
And guess what? He's going to leave Sunday's game with a bigger chip because he's going to be mad because it's going to be back to fucking back Lawson. That offense ain't played up to par all motherfucking year. What? Now all of a sudden they're going to play up to par? Nah, man. And here's the kicker. Miami's defense has gotten better and better and better every week.
And Jalen Ramsey's coming back. He should be coming back this game too.
All I'm saying is get your popcorn ready because Miami is
okay, Terrell Owens.
Points. Miami is putting up 28 points. Can the Eagles? I don't think you can.
Man.
I don't think you can because I want to see it. I want to see you do it.
Honestly, I'm expecting a shootout for this game, especially with the fact that despite the last 3 years, this man has been a human basketball, being Tua Tagovailoa. Like, he couldn't complete a full fucking season. And the fact that he's staying healthy and has one of the best records in the AFC. Man,
I can tell you why. Listen, he's a left-handed quarterback. I'm a left-handed person. All right?
Okay.
You have to switch the fucking tackles. You have to switch the tackles.
Oh.
You need the right side guy. You need him to be on your throwing side. You need him to be there. That's your protection. He's your anchor guy.
Okay.
Right? Your left tackle, that's the guy who literally he's supposed to be more agile.
Yeah.
He a pass protector. So his job is to kick slide out. Your right tackle, that's your counterweight. That guy is supposed to hold that fucking edge for you.
Yeah.
If you know, like, don't get me wrong, on some when it's like a 5-step drop back, yeah, both the tackles are going to drop back. But when you're talking about 3-step under center or like that right side needs to be your anchor. So now you're swapping that. Your left side needs to be that anchor. Mike McDonald flipped it around, understood what the offensive assignment was, and look what they've done all year. They've played pretty motherfucking consistent all goddamn year.
No, I'll agree to that. And honestly, in this game, oh man, I think Jalen Hurts is going to go into the next week with a chip still on his shoulder. So I'm going to have to take Miami in this game, especially with the fact that they have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, one of, or arguably the fastest wide receivers in NFL history, and one of the fastest NFL wide receiver, or one of the fastest wide receivers in NFL history, being Jalen Waddle.
I have won multiple bets this year because of the Miami Dolphins. Same game parlays, baby. Anywhere from 10 to 16 legs. Last week, I won a 9-leg parlay.
God damn.
So, yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. So, for me, it's just like, look, I know what teams are going to do what for the most part. And when you see consistent offensive teams, that's love. That's love for the pocketbook. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. For sure.
All right. And then Monday Night Football.
Yep. Monday Night Football. This really shouldn't take much decision, but we got arguably one of the best teams in the NFC, being the San Francisco 49ers, going up against Minnesota. I think it's pretty safe to say that both of us are going to take the Niners in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even close. The fact that Nick Bosa is leading the defense. Oh my God.
Again, defense is literally the first pillar of having a great team. If you don't have a defense, your team's going to be shit at some point.
Yep.
So, yeah, the 49ers lost last week. What did they play? They played arguably probably at least the top 3 defense in the fucking league this year.
I'll agree to that.
So, Brock Purdy, that was his first real test. But
yes.
He failed, okay? I'm not saying the other wins don't count because they do. He did some awesome work. But when you're going up against the best, there you go. So,
I mean, look at even the weapons that Brock Purdy has. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and oh my God,
Christian motherfucking McCaffrey.
Yes!
I'm about to be like, that's his first, second, and third weapon before you name the rest.
Yes!
My man averages 50 yards receiving every game. Like he every game except for one, he's gotten at least 50 receiving yards, my man. on top of over 50 rushing yards. And at least one touchdown.
Oh my.
My man is a human 3-pick parlay.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that blows me away is the fact that people are like, oh, Brock Purdy isn't elite. He isn't this. He isn't that.
He don't need to be.
No, like, look at the weapons that Tom Brady had when he first started out. People were literally putting him on the elite tier. It took him, 15 years for him for him to like play at the level that he was playing at, for people to say, okay, you know what? Maybe Brady is on that level that we didn't think he was on. Brock Purdy was the last pick in the NFL draft. You don't think he's playing football with the same chip that Tom Brady had on his shoulder?
Probably. But see, for me, it's more than just like the chip on the shoulder. My whole point is, you came into an amazing situation.
Yes.
An amazing situation. You came in with one of the best, arguably, player coaches in the fucking league.
Yes.
Rick Shanahan.
Completely agree.
Again, this is the first time you failed a test. I don't count the playoff loss against him, bro. You got injured. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I can't hold that against him. That's not his fault. You know what I mean?
I mean, the Eagles defense, they're on another level. Let's be honest.
They were on another level.
Mm-hmm.
This year, not so fucking much. And again, that's why I picked the Dolphins, because the Dolphins have been pretty consistent. The whole thing is, if the Eagles can't get you at least, hurry you with the pass rush, then if you got time to sit back and bro, that's why I said Tua's gonna pick them apart. Every time they go into zone coverage, he's gonna pick them apart.
Especially with Tyreek Hill being the number one wide receiver.
You gonna try to cover Tyreek Hill man to man down the middle of the fucking field?
Man is a wide receiver version of Chris Johnson. The man is so fast that he literally showed up to a high school track, like, what was it, invitational, state championship, whatever, just to work out and smoked everybody. I'm sorry. If I'm in that position and I see Tyreek Hill show up and smoke me, I'm quitting track. I quit.
No, for sure. And again, you're talking about Mostert, you're talking about Waddle, you're talking like
they have arguably the fastest players in every position available.
I will say this though, right? Going back to the 49ers.
Yeah.
If the Vikings team was better, just that much on defense, it could be scary. It could be scary.
I'll agree to that.
Because I'm telling you, if they have any type of mindset where their heads are down, it's a possibility of losing again. If these guys don't do their homework and they don't come with that fucking with their fucking lunch pail and with that hard hat on and ready to work like a motherfucker.
Yep.
Because that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting them to come in there and put up 24 to 34 points.
I mean, honestly, I really thought that the Minnesota Vikings were going to be one of the top two teams, aside from the Lions, competing in the NFC North. Man, oh, man.
I'm right with you. I thought the same thing.
But, hey, it is what it is. We made some good picks. We talked about some good topics. We're just going to have to wait and see how everything plays out. Right now, we got game 4 of the NLCS between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Arizona Diamondbacks, who haven't seen the NLCS since 2007. So the fact that they actually won, what was it, yesterday or the other day? I really had such high hopes for this series, but after watching the first 2 games in Philadelphia and then seeing how game 3 played out, man, we got ourselves a series.
Hey, man, hockey's back.
Hockey is back. Hockey is back. Oh, man. This is why October is the best month of the year. We got playoff baseball. We are midway through football. We got basketball that's coming around the corner next week, and on top of that, hockey season is starting.
Well, technically, basketball's already happened. It's the preseason, so
True.
I mean, I'm betting on all of it, baby.
Oh man, but hey, thanks again, man, for joining the show. I'm about to watch the NLCS and see how things play out. I'm expecting, much like last night or the other night, to be a great game. And on top of that, SmackDown is on tonight with everybody saying L.A. Knight. I can't wait to see what he does against the Tribal Chief. But again, thank you, man, for coming on.
Absolutely, man. Anytime.
So, yeah.
Peace.
Peace out.